Ever wondered how much groceries used to cost? Today, we're stepping into a time machine and comparing everyday food prices from 1920 to what they cost in 2025. Let's dive in. A 1-pound loaf of bread would cost 12 cents in 1920. This bread costs $2.10 with inferior ingredients. A dozen of eggs in 1920 would cost 48 cents. In 2025, a dozen would cost $3.75. Prices fluctuated drastically throughout this year. 5 pounds of flour cost 41 cents in 1920. Now in 2025 it costs $2.75. Beef in 1920 was running 40 cents a pound. In 2025 it is running around $7 a pound. It sure does make you wish you had land to raise your own cattle. 10 pounds of potatoes would cost you 63 cents in 1920. Now in 2025 you would spend around $4.54. 5 pounds of sugar would cost in 1920 97 cents. Today in 2025 that 5 pounds would cost $4.90. Coffee prices in 1920 would set you back 47 cents for a pound of it. Today in 2025 it would cost around $6.50. A pound of apples in 1920 would cost 15 cents. In 2025 a pound costs $1.50. Rice, a staple in many households, cost just 10 cents per pound in 1920. In 2025, the average price is about $1.70. In 1920, a pound of cheese cost just 38 cents. In 2025, that same pound costs about $5.50. Chicken. 1 pound cost about 30 cents in 1920. In 2025, that same pound will set you back around $5.50. In 1920 a pound of pork would cost you 25 cents a pound. Today in 2025 that same pound would cost you around $4 a pound. A pound of butter in 1920 would cost you 70 cents a pound. The pound of butter in 2025 would cost you $4.50. Carrots. A bunch of carrots in 1920 would cost you 10 cents. In 2025 a pound of carrots would cost you $1. Alright, now that we've traveled back to 1920 to see what everyday foods used to cost, let's take it a step further. What if you bought one of everything back then? And how does that total compare to 2025? Let's find out. A grocery basket of these food items in 1920 cost just $6.06. By 2025, that same basket totals $59.24, showing how a century of economic change reshaped everyday life. In 1920, the average American worker earned about $1,100 to $1,400 a year, which equals roughly $17,000 to $22,000 in today's dollars. In 2025, a typical full-time worker earns around $62,000 a year, and the median household income is about $83,000 to $85,000. This means the average person today earns about 3 times more in real purchasing power than someone in 1920, even before accounting for the fact that most households now have 2 earners instead of 1. What a change! Thanks for watching Paper Trails of the Past. Comment, like, and subscribe for more history bites.